All right, so we're going to begin with some of the famous alternate nostril breaths. So coming to your best seat with a straight back. So however you prefer to sit, either kneeling like me or cross-legged. Just double check your back is nice and straight. And we're going to start with this very calming breath from yoga. So just check in with yourself. How is it going to feel to breathe through the nose? You might need to blow your nose, I don't know. That's good. Just clearing the pipes, and then we'll raise the right hand and bring 2 fingers to your forehead. So we're going to do that one, yeah. And then we're going to close the right nostril with the thumb. Keep the fingers there, so you'll need to look at the forehead. That's it. 2 fingers are together on the third eye, and then start to just breathe in and out through the left nostril. That's it, just getting that going through the left nostril a bit. Fantastic, and then we'll do the other side. So use your 4th finger, your ring finger, some people call it, to close the other nostril. That's it, and then just breathe in and out through the right nostril for a bit and see how that works. Great. Okay, then we're going to take a deep breath in through the right and close with the thumb. Exhale left. Good. Inhale, same side. Close with that ring finger. Exhale right. Good. And just keeping that going for a little while. Settle into a rhythm. And so I think we've all done this before. Hopefully you've done this one before, Ezzy. There's lots of different ways of doing it. You can also do it with just your fingers on your nose if the forehead bit's a bit annoying. Just changing sides on every exhale. Feeling nice and relaxed as we control the breathing. We'll just do 2 more rounds if it's not a struggle, as long as it's easy. And at the end of the second exhale, just release the hands to your lap. Good, and start to just tune into yourself. So we begin to turn all our satellite dishes in, disconnecting from the outside world, bringing your awareness in, and just taking some smooth, gentle breath. Lovely. So we're going to do a little bit of shoulder action. So just to warm up the shoulders, could you bring the shoulders towards each other and together? All right. So hunching the back, bowing the head. Good. And then inhale, we'll bring the shoulders back and lift the chest. That's nice. Let's just do a few of those. Nose breathing, however you want to do it. As you do, see if you can sort of, as we turn within, experience the spaces between the vertebrae. So loads of little kinks and chinks in between the bones of your back. See if you can feel them as you move in this way. Fantastic. Well done. We'll just do one more round if you like. And then bringing the hands to the ground in front of you, bow the head, and just get to a comfortable place with the hands on the ground, letting your head hang loosely. And see if you can bring your breathing more into your back body, so you start to feel your back move as you breathe. Just experience. It's very subtle, isn't it? There is a tiny movement of your back as you breathe. Lovely. And then we'll walk the hands back towards you. And we're going to come to hands and knees, please. Can I get you on all fours? And we're just going to do that same movement with the spine on hands and knees. So we call this one cat-cow, don't we? So on the inhale, lift the chin and the chest, looking up. Good. And on the exhale, bow and tuck the tailbone round to the back. Good. So just keep that going in your own way. So inhale up. And exhale down. And just still keeping the awareness in the spaces between the bones of the spine. That's lovely. Breathing into whatever's going on. But more and more turning your awareness within. Welcome, Juliana. Nice to see you. That's just great. So just do another round if you would. And I'm going to suggest you walk your hands right to the top corners of your mat. All right, so get them right in the corners, out to the side. That's nice, both sides. And then if you can, move your knees back a bit so they're more under your bum. That's it. So knees move back a bit, yeah. And then you kind of, as you want to, sort of lower your head towards the ground. So it might not reach the ground, or it might. Let's see how it feels to bring the head down a bit lower. Good. So it's quite a nice shoulder stretch, this one. So finding your way into any version of this pose which feels right. Looking good there. It's not quite the same as child's pose because your bum's in the air, isn't it? So it's more of an active, more of a stretch. So keeping your mind on the breath, feeling the breath in the back body. So I've got a very calming, grounding practice for you today. And the idea is to preserve your healthy sleep rhythms. It's actually full moon at the moment and lunar eclipse at that. So sometimes that can cause some sleep disturbances and weird dreams and strange thoughts or whatever. So this practice we're doing today is designed to kind of stop that from bothering you, so you still sleep really well tonight, even though it's a full moon. That's great. So we'll just have a couple more moments here, and then if you want to, come back up to all fours. All right, so we can come up to hands and knees. So walk the hands back so they're underneath the shoulders. That's good. And let's have the little fingers quite near the edge of your mat. Right, that's nice. Good. And circle the shoulders a bit, checking how that feels after that big stretch. Feeling all right? Well done. Okay, so we're going to do some more shoulder action. So please could you raise your right arm and look up towards the hand. That's nice. And we'll take a breath. And bring the back of the hand to the ground in front of you and sort of threading it through, come down onto your right shoulder, the right side of your head. So that's it. So try not to get the shoulder too near your knee. So move it maybe a bit further forward there, Michael. That's good, yeah. And then we'll just hang out here for a bit and see if you can get the shoulder to release and unlock. That's nice. Just giving it a few moments to work. Lovely to see you, Cam and Pete. Thanks for joining us. Very nice. Just relaxing into the shape for a few breaths. Wonderful. And then let's come up to all fours. Nice and slowly. So pay attention to the way you come in and out of the poses. You don't want to undo the good work by kind of being too quick. So when you've had a moment to let that one settle, let's do the other side. So let's raise the left arm, please. Bringing it right up. Take a breath. Bringing the back of the left hand to the ground. You're going to kind of thread it through. Come all the way down onto your shoulder. But try not to get the shoulder too near your knees. That's it. So get the head to the ground as well. So this arm can move around a bit more comfortable. That's it. So getting into a good version where you're feeling you're getting a bit of a shoulder release. It shouldn't be horrible. It should be quite nice. So this is supposed to be the gentle end of our yoga spectrum. And I know sometimes you're asked to do things like in the week when you're in your yoga practice that aren't very comfortable, and we have to kind of push through things sometimes. But on a Sunday, we don't. So if it's not comfortable, just change it until it feels right. Leave it and modify it. Put a pillow under your head. Use a block. Just adjust. So our restorative practice is supposed to feel really nice while we're doing it, and even more amazing when we've done it. So think enjoyment. Think, that feels quite nice. Good. So let's come back to all fours when you're ready. And we're going to come to child's pose. So I think you know this one. So you're going to bring your bottom back towards the heels. If that isn't comfortable for you, there's a few things you can do. You can put a blanket behind the knees, or the other thing you can do. So if you come to child's pose, Michael, because you find this one easy. So he's got his hands in front, but because of my limitations, I hate child's pose these days. It really hurts. So if you're like with me, why not just do this one, lying on your tummy with your forehead on the ground. So if your child's pose isn't comfortable, come on to your front instead. So make it easy for you. So find a version that's going to feel nice. There's no strain, there's no struggle. This just feels yummy. And when you're in position, just focusing on our breathing. And continue to turn your awareness in. So if your mind's wandered off outside the room or to the middle of next week, please gently, gently bring your thoughts back. Bringing your thoughts back to your spine, to the spaces between the vertebrae. And just that almost imperceptible movement as you breathe in the upper back. Oh, that's nice. Just pausing here for a little longer. So one of the things about the full moon and the new moon is the moon is always the same. It's just our perception of it changes as the shadow falls across it, and especially in the eclipse, it's worth remembering that these planetary bodies do stay the same. It's just their position to each other alters, and the way they are perceived becomes very different. So you can use this analogy with our spiritual life, as the spirit is the same, but sometimes it's concealed or eclipsed by the thoughts. And our bright shining light is obscured. So our practice is here to reveal that, and it's okay to be a little darker sometimes. It's all part of life's cycles, but if you remember that it's only a perception, your light remains undimmed. If it was seen from space, for example. So we're going to slowly transition to lying on our back. So could I ask you to just move like really languidly, no rush at all. We're going to just take your time and end up on your back with the knees up. So go and get comfortable there, however you want to get that way. Well done. Very nice transitioning in my house, hopefully in yours as well. That's good. So just take a moment to let this different perspective settle in. Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to offer you a moving bridge, and then we're going to come to a supported bridge. So I think most people have done this one with us before. It's the one where you get to use your dictionary or thesaurus or your yoga blocks if you have them. So I know Eddie bought Sarah some yoga blocks for her birthday. So let's come on up to a moving bridge. So just lift your bottom up, please, Michael. That's it. And then take a breath. And then lower everything down again. Good. So that's all we're going to do. All right. So just when you're ready, lift the tailbone, the waist, the upper back, pushing the shoulders into the ground. And then on the exhale, let's roll down again from the top to the bottom. That's good. And we'll do another one of those when you're ready. Coming up. And rolling down. Lovely. Okay, so if you enjoy this one, and actually most people do, I've not met anyone who doesn't like this one, come up to bridge and we're going to slip a block underneath your low back. So if it's quite flexible, take a couple of blocks. Is that in the right place for you? Good. It wants to be comfortable, so there's no polite way of saying this, but the comfortable point is just at the top of the crack, right? That's where it wants to be. So not on your bum and not on your waist, but just on your low back there. So have I got that right? Yes, good. So, and if it's feeling like a strain, it might be too high. You might need to come down a smidgen. I mean, even just a small raise is going to do the trick as well. So don't be thinking you have to have loads of books. So I'm going to get your feet to ground down through the base of the big toes, Michael. Oh yes, that's good. Is that feeling okay? So relax the toes and just change it if it's at all uncomfortable. See if we can relax into this one for a few breaths. Very nice. It's quite nice to close your eyes, actually, if you like. And we spoke about this last week, didn't we? Kind of getting some ambient lighting going on, or a few candles going. And if you do like the music and you haven't have been missing the music we play in class, you can always have some music playing softly in the background as well. There's all these things to make your yoga experience more deep. And yeah, in class we quite often have the essential oils going with the diffuser, don't we? If that makes you happy, you can always burn some oils if you think that would make life better. There's loads of things you can do. Just as we pause here, it's just helping that sacrum and low back area to release and relax. So just give it a few more moments to settle down. Well done. All right, so we're going to come out very gently. So I'll ask you please just to lift up your bottom and then push your blocks away from you towards your knees. So you want to show them how you do that? So push the blocks away, and then when you lower your seat, it's going to feel like it's coming down a really long way, even if you only had a small book. So being nice and gentle with yourself, and just leave that a few moments to settle. Well, that's great. So because I'm being nice to you, I'm going to take these blocks away from underneath and get you to walk the feet a little wider, please, and allow those knees to fall together. Good, a little wider still. Really nice, just getting comfortable, letting everything settle in. Marvelous. Thank you. So I've got an idea just to loosen off our hips. So this is all designed to help us release any stress or tension in the body and preserve a healthy night's sleep. So if you could maybe bring the little toes near the edges of your yoga mat if you're using one. And then we're going to drop the knees over to the ground on the right, keeping those feet quite wide. So we sometimes call this one the windscreen wiper, don't we? So you're just going on the edges of your feet there. That's good. And just let those knees fall out to the side. So if that's comfortable for you. If you need something under your head, that's a good move. Pete, he's just put a little prop under his head. So if anybody needs anything, fantastic. And adjust the legs. If they're not comfy, change it. Well done. And then we're going to swing the knees back to the other side. All right, so swing the knees to the other side. Very good. Could we try bringing the arms out a bit wider? I know some of you got your other halves in the room, so it might not work. If you're a bit squashed for space, just bend the elbows, please, and make this sort of cactus shape, whatever you think. You don't want to be smacking anyone and starting a domestic. That won't be very relaxing. Great. So just to make sure that the hips are going to be super relaxed, can I ask you to slowly move from side to side with the breath? So same position, feet stay as wide as the mat, but on the inhale, bring the knees up, and on the exhale, drop them down to the opposite side. Good. And inhale up, and exhale down. Just do 3 or 4 of those. Just good. Just releases off those hip flexors very nicely. Wonderful. And then wherever you've ended up, we're going to stay down. And can I ask you to count 3 or 4 long, slow breaths on one side, please? Have the arms somewhere helpful. And as you exhale, just imagine any tension or tightness softly releasing from the hips. That's good. And at the end of your third or fourth breath, we'll come up, inhale up, and exhale, drop the knees to the second side. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths on the second side. Well done. At the end of your fourth exhale, let's just come up to center. Let the knees fall in and get comfortable and a more restful pose. And I'll bring the arms down as well, yeah. Just get comfortable. Check, that feels really nice. Just letting that settle for a moment. Very good. Well done, well done. So one of our most useful poses for healthy sleep is that legs up the wall one we were doing last week. So you can join me with that again if you like, or I'd just like to use my friend here to demo how you do it if you haven't got a wall, or if you don't want to go to the bother of putting your legs up the wall. So, but if you do, go ahead and go legs up the wall. But we're going to do legs on the chair, just so you can see how easy it is. So I think Vicky quite often does this one when she joins us. So coming very slowly over here, Michael. So don't make any sudden movements. Remember, we've got all evening. And then we're going to put your legs on this chair. Okay. So we could quite easily do the legs up the wall, because the wall's right there, but it's this is quite a nice one, legs on the chair, if you're in the lounge, because you can just lie on the floor and put the lower legs on the sofa, basically. And as long as your upper legs are vertical, it does the trick. And it's not quite such a mission, maybe, especially if you're sometimes getting into legs at the wall, if you're carrying an injury or not feeling 100%, can be a bit of a faff. So this is just another version. So do what you like. Legs at the wall, legs on the chair, legs on the sofa, whatever works for you. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, or I'm going to put an eye pillow on his eyes. There you are. If you've got your eye pillow, you might want to do that. And as we were saying last week, this is one of the greatest tools in our most useful tools in our box of tricks that we acquire on our yoga journey. Just 2 or 3 minutes can make a huge difference. 5 or 10 minutes can really change the course of a night's sleep, or set you up for a pleasant evening when you are feeling too tired to enjoy yourself. So it's a very, very useful pose. There's a few easy ways of doing it, as well as the more popular one with the legs up the wall. You can just get into a comfortable space with the legs on any kind of raised object. So just as you settle into the pose, just observe your breathing. Maybe notice the breath starting to slow down now. taking your time. That's amazing. Just checking in with your mind, gently bringing it back to yourself. We've managed to find this time to do this for yourself, which is a massive achievement. So let's make sure we're fully present. Just gently bring your thoughts back to your own inner world. And if it helps you to think of the shining disk of the moon representing your shining light of spirit within, and the way it's sometimes concealed, sometimes hidden by the clouds, sometimes eclipsed by the earth. It doesn't mean it's not there. And I think that's the point of our yoga practice, to just begin to recognize our own eternal nature, the part of yourself which is always the same, behind the weather, behind the movements of the planets, staying the same. That's lovely. As we move into 4 or 5 minutes of this inversion, you might notice how your body is settling into the pose. You might feel your heart is slowing and your breath is slowing. You might feel everything relaxing down. Such a great way to prepare for night's sleep. That's wonderful. So in a moment, we're going to slowly transition and come back down again. So just think it through in your mind before you make a move. And then just make a decision to do the transition very slowly and gently. So in your own way, come on to lying on your side. That's perfect. Just rest on your side maybe for a moment or two. That's good. No rush at all. Fantastic. So for this next one, we're going to deploy the bolsters or the pillow bolster book combo. So getting your books that you were using earlier, wrapping the pillows in a blanket. We're going to make a kind of ramp and get you to lie down with your head at the top here. All right, so we have got bolsters here, but this is just as good, I think you'll agree. How's that feeling, Michael? Just as good as a bolster. So no need to invest unless Father Christmas is offering. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. That's it. And let's bring those heels a bit closer into your body because you're quite flexible. So see how far in you can get. That's good. Looking nice. And just turn the palms face up for me. Give the shoulders a bit of a shrug. Excellent. So is that feeling nice and comfortable? Good. So if you're on your own, you can do this to yourself. Just hold the back of your hair and sweep the scalp up towards your crown. So I'll do that for you. Just sweep the scalp up towards the crown and then closing the eyes. I want to put an eye pillow over your eyes just to make it really comfortable. So getting into this ramp shape, soles of the feet together. Checking your chin is pointing down. So if your chin's pointing up towards the ceiling right now, just do that again. Move the skin off underneath your hair towards the top of your head. Your chin will come down a bit. Yeah. So let's get that comfortable. Soles of the feet just touching. Well, that's a good idea, Hazel. I told you she was good at this. What she's done has propped up her knees. So I could do this for you, Michael, and tell me if that's... I always forget to do that. So if you've got extra stuff, like a couple of extra cushions or whatever, you can put them under your knees and have a really yummy time. Let's get those hands somewhere nice and comfortable. Making sure it's working for you. So making any adjustments, grabbing a bit of extra stuff. Oh, that's a good one, Liz. Just put the blanket under your knees. Nice. I like that one. Just checking in with that chin, making sure it's not going up towards the sky. Chin's coming down a little bit. Checking in with your mouth. Is it nice and relaxed? That's good. Relaxing your face, your forehead. And relaxing your mind. It's another way of looking at it is just if you imagine any thoughts that might be coming into your head or playing on the inside of your forehead like a television program. We've got one of those curved screens on the inside of your forehead, and Just everything that you're thinking right now just kind of runs across the screen there. So we're going to just take a moment to turn the volume down a bit and the brightness down a bit. Maybe the color. You're still having these thoughts, but they're not quite as interesting or insistent. They've gone a bit kind of fading out. That's good. You get this sense of your thoughts just flickering away in the corner of the room like a television that no one's watching. And this is the when we begin to notice we are not our thoughts. So consider yourself as the one who can observe their thoughts. A watcher. You're watching the TV, you are not the TV. Just observing your thoughts. And the watcher can be affected by the thoughts. It can be changing your mood and your color of your attitude. But you're still separate from them. So our yoga practice teaches us to peel away the layers of concealment and reveal our true self behind it all, behind the thoughts, behind the emotions, behind all the day-to-day stuff. Which colours and clouds, our true nature. And in our practice, we sometimes reveal it and recognize it. So we'll just take a couple more breaths here, please. Well done. And we're going to come out very slowly. Okay, so no rush at all. We've got loads of time. And all we're going to do is straighten the legs. So your own way, straighten the legs. That's great. And make your way over onto your side. So remembering you're on a little raise, just gently come over onto one side and rest on your side for a bit. No need to rush. Just going to move all the stuff. Well done, well done. And then I'm going to go from here to our rest pose, Shavasana. So you might want to put your bolster or pillow under your knees instead now. So gathering up whatever you've got. And just getting into a comfortable position. Check your chin is down. So that's it. So if your chin's pointing too far up in the air, let's get a pillow or something under it and we can put a blanket over it. Give the shoulders a bit of a shrug. We'll have the arm bones just a bit away from the body. That's it. Shrug the shoulders. Let the fingers gently curl. Very nice. So because our Shavasana, we hold it for a bit longer on Sunday night, so I'm going to ask you to just spend a bit longer getting comfortable. If you feel the slightest bit cold, please layer up. That's good. Turn down the lights or put a scarf over your eyes if you haven't got one of those eye pillow things. Check your position as well, remembering this is a yoga position and you have alignment. So just sending your mind from the very top of your head down through the midline of the body. You need to kind of wiggle around a bit and get yourself more mirror image, left and right. That's it. When you're in position, do everything as you wish. Or just get ready to relax. Let the fingers gently curl, smoothing the brow, soften the face, and allow your eyes to rest back in the head. Turning the gaze within. All expression fades now. The face relaxes completely. The skin on the face softens and melts towards the ears. The back of the head relaxes into the ground. The shoulders relax into the ground. Just allow your bones to get really heavy now. Feeling very relaxed. And as we lie here feeling very relaxed, I'm going to invite you to join me on a journey, sometimes called the yogic sleep, our yoga nidra. So coming to our nidra, let's begin by bringing your awareness to the right hand thumb, with the intention that our true self be revealed. And then we'll change it to the first finger, right hand, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, all 5 fingers on the right hand. Palm of the right hand, the back of the right hand, the right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, the right armpit, the right side of the waist, the right hip, the right thigh, back of the right thigh, the right knee, back of the right knee, the right shin, calf muscle, ankle and heel, top of the right foot, sole of the right foot, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, all 5 toes together. The whole right side of the body. The whole right side of the body. Let's leave the right side now and we'll move to the left hand, please. Left hand thumb, no movement. Just resting your mind on the left hand thumb. And then changing it to the first finger, left hand, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, all 5 fingers on the left hand. Palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, the left armpit, left side of the waist, the left hip, left thigh muscle, back of the left thigh, the left knee, back of the left knee, the left shin, the left calf muscle, ankle and heel, top of the left foot, sole of the left foot, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, all 5 toes together. The whole left side of your body. the whole left side of your body. Moving now, please, to the very crown of your head and your forehead and your right eyebrow, your left eyebrow, the right ear, the left ear, the right eye, the left eye, the right nostril, left nostril, tip of the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, both lips together, the right cheekbone, left cheekbone, the right jaw, left jaw, the chin, the right side of the neck, the left side of the neck, the throat, the right collarbone, the left collarbone, the breastbone, the right ribs, the left ribs, the upper abdomen, the right waist, the left waist, the lower abdomen, the navel, bringing your awareness from your navel, radiating it out to the whole body, feeling your whole body as one. Feel the whole body as one. And I'd like you to imagine your body getting heavier. Just pretend the gravity's been turned up and the weight of the body is getting heavier and heavier here now. Your bones are getting really heavy. They are sinking down into the earth, heavier and heavier. You're so heavy now. It's lucky you don't have to move because it would be really difficult. You feel like you're made of rock. So heavy. That's great. So we're going to leave this feeling of heaviness now. Turn the gravity dial down. Your body gets lighter and lighter, back to its normal weight. And then we're going to keep turning it down and get this feeling of lightness in your body. So can you get a sense of being lighter now? You're light as a feather. The gravity's turned down so much that you feel almost as if you're floating here, just hovering a few millimeters off the ground. Feeling yourself light as a feather. Your bones are so light, like the bones of a bird. You're just hovering, floating even a few millimeters on top of your mat, light as a feather. So enjoy this feeling of lightness just for a little longer. Light as a feather. And then we'll turn the gravity slowly back up to normal. And you're going to just float down onto your mat, come back to your normal weight, back on the ground. That's good. Back to your normal weight, back lying on the ground. And can I get a sense that the ground now is going to tilt a little way to the right? Just feel as if you're on a gentle slope that slopes down to the right. Just leaning a bit to the right there. The right half of your body is kind of an inch or two lower than the left half. So just a gentle slope to the right. And when you've got this feeling of the right side being slightly heavier than the left side, we're going to breathe up and down the right side of your body, from the feet up the right side to the top of your head, and down again, just sending the breath up and down on the lower side, on the downhill side. That's it. Breathing up and down the lower side of your body. Good. And then we're going to change it now, and please, can we imagine you've got a big dial and you're going to turn the world a little bit so it comes back to level ground. That's nice. Just back on level ground now. Both sides are the same now. That's good. And then when you've got a sense of being back on level ground, just for fun, we're going to turn the dial to the left and start to manage a gentle slope to the left. So see if you can get the sense of the left side being lower than the right side now. The left side is just a little bit lower than the right. Breathing up and down the left side of your body, which is a few inches lower than the right. A sense of heaviness in the left side because you're on a gentle slope to the left. And then breathing from your feet to the crown of your head, up and down the left side of your body, up and down the left side of your body. That's nice. We're going to level up again now, please. So just turning the dial back to center, letting your body come back to level ground, back on level ground. And coming to the breath once more, breathing in from your feet to the crown of the head, and exhale from the top of your head back down to your toes, sending the breath up and down with the breath up and down. Nice. Very nice indeed. Let's just do a couple more rounds of this, from the feet to the crown, from the crown to the feet. Our yoga nidra is complete. Our intention was for our true self to be revealed. In the moment, maybe move the fingers a little bit. If you've got that, yeah, maybe you can wiggle your toes, I don't know. Good. And then we're simply going to roll onto the right side and make a pillow with your arms. So let's go ahead and keep your eyes closed and roll onto your right side. Make a pillow with your arm. Very nice. Good. Can you breathe through your left nostril here? You might just be able to do it, or you might want to move your arm so it squashes your right nostril. Just take a few rounds in and out of the left nostril only. This is a very calming breath from yoga, which is designed to preserve and enhance our healthy sleep patterns. It's called the moon breath, breathing through the left nostril. So settle us down for a cooling, calming, lunar sleep, which will leave us feeling really refreshed tomorrow. We'll just do a couple more rounds, please. And at the end of the next exhale, let's bring that left hand to the ground and just feel the ground underneath your hand. Great. So you are in your own home, so you can do whatever you like. But if you want to join us by coming up to seated, press down with that left hand, come up to seated, and we'll get comfortable. That's great. So thank you so much for your time and energy. Thank you, Hazel, for dropping in. Really lovely to see you. So I've got my, I don't know if you all know this, but I've got my hip operation a week Wednesday. So I'll be here next Sunday, but then you'll have same code, same setup, different face. So you'll have the lovely Hazel instead for a few Sundays until I'm better. So she might even get Martin in to demo, who knows. But I will see you next Sunday. If Sunday is your own day, make it. So thank you for your understanding, and namaste. I'll make it possible for you to